Virtual threads is a new construct that has been added to Java from Java 19. In this video, I will take a quick look at how they work and how virtual threads are different from platform threads in Java. Before I jump into the code, let me just go through a little bit of theory regarding virtual threads. The existing threads in Java will from now on be referred to as platform threads. A platform thread is executed by an operating system thread. A virtual thread is executed by a platform thread, which is again executed by an operating system thread. When a virtual thread is first created, it is not yet mounted within a platform thread, so it is not yet being executed. Instead, it is being queued up internally in the Java platform, and when there is a platform thread that is ready to execute the virtual thread, then it will take the virtual thread, and mount it inside itself and then execute it. The virtual machine keeps a couple of platform threads ready to execute virtual threads, and it will typically keep approximately the same amount of, or the same number of platform threads ready as you have CPU cores in your computer, or in the computer that your application is running on. But normally you don't have to worry too much about that unless you want to tweak it. In some cases, when a virtual thread performs some operation that blocks it, for instance, it makes a network call using blocking I/O, or it calls some concurrent construct or data structure that blocks the thread while it is waiting for a signal from another thread. In that state, the virtual thread is blocked and it can then be unmounted from the platform thread. So it is parked here on the side, and the platform thread can then take another ready virtual thread and execute instead. Once the response comes back either from the remote service that has been called over the network, or the virtual thread here is unblocked by via this concurrent data structure via a signal from another thread, then such a virtual thread here that is blocked can then be put back into the ready queue down here and eventually get scheduled on the platform thread 2. This means that we can utilize the platform threads much better in the cases where the virtual threads here, or the logic that we are executing, is blocking network calls, or have a lot of coordination with other threads via concurrent data structures. So instead of constantly blocking the entire platform thread, we now only block the virtual thread, and then the platform thread can simply execute another virtual thread in the meantime. Additionally, virtual threads are much more lightweight in terms of how many resources, especially memory, RAM, that they require compared to a platform thread. And that means that while it would be kind of hard to maybe run 1 million platform threads within the same application, it is actually possible to run 1 million virtual threads within the same application, because 1 million virtual threads do not need as much memory as 1 million platform threads would. Now let us have a look at some code examples so you can see what it looks like when you create a virtual thread. To create a virtual thread in Java, you call the thread.ofVirtual method, which is a static method, and then you call either the start method to start the virtual thread immediately, or the unstarted to create a virtual thread that has not yet been started. Both of these two methods take a runnable as parameter, and that is the same runnable that you would use with a normal platform thread. A Java virtual thread is also an instance of a Java-lang thread, possibly a subclass of Java-lang thread. I'm not quite sure about that. But as you can see, I can just use thread as the type of the variable referencing the virtual thread. A virtual thread is also an instance of a Java-lang thread, And so in order to start and unstart a thread, I simply call start, just like I would on a normal platform thread. And it is also possible to join a thread once it is started, simply by calling the join method, just like you would on a normal platform thread. And join will block the thread that calls join until the the virtual thread here has finished executing. As a last example, I just want to show you that it is possible to create a lot of virtual threads, a lot more than you would be able to do with platform threads. So you can see here I've created an array list here of type thread. I've set the virtual thread count to 100,000, and then I simply iterate in this loop, repeating this loop 100,000 times, and create a virtual thread. And this virtual thread is simply calculating some result inside of a loop and then printing out the result. So, but all the virtual threads will arrive at the same result, but that is not what is important. What is important is to see that it's possible to create 100,000 of them, and after that, you can see they are immediately started because we call start, and then join them all, and then wait for all of them to finish, and to see that this example will finish in a reasonably timely fashion. Okay, so let me just repeat. We create 100,000 threads here, and they are immediately started. They are added to the list, and after that we iterate through the list and we join each of the threads, so that this thread out here, the main thread, waits for all the virtual threads to finish. Now let's try to run this example and see what happens. Now, as you can see, it runs quite fine. The computer does not seem to have any memory problems at all, running these 100,000 virtual threads. In fact, it seems to be going reasonably fast. And you can see even a little bit out of order down here. So you do not have a guarantee that the threads are executed, the virtual threads are executed in the exact order you create and start them. But now you see it finished, so it is possible to create and start 100,000 virtual threads without any problems. And the reason I didn't try with 1 million was just that then this example down here would have been running 10 times as long as it did. One final thing to mention is that virtual threads are still a preview feature in Java 19. So in order to be able to use them, you will have to switch on preview features, when you are running with Java, when you compile the code and probably also when you run the code. So this is how you do that inside of IntelliJ. And if you are running Java 19 code from the command line, you probably need this -- enable -preview flag on the command line as well. That is all I have for now about virtual threads in Java. It's still early. Virtual threads are still new. So as they change, or if they change, I will be back with some more videos with some more details about what has changed compared to this video. Remember to check out the description below this video for links to a textual version of this tutorial as well as other related tutorials. And if you like this video, please hit the like button. And if you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel.